Hello everyone, Brad here today and welcome back to Project Hospital. So another tutorial video for you today, and today I'm going to be talking about staff and how we manage staff in our hospital. So first of all, hiring staff. Now when you hire staff you need someone who's going to come in and has the skills to do that job. For example, if I want to hire another receptionist, what I do here is I click on management mode. You can also click F7 on your keyboard and I select this icon. If I just left click with my mouse on this button, it will bring me up with the list of people that can do this job. That's as simple as it comes, okay? So there's all of these candidates here. I can also press this button here, which is find new candidates. That's going to cost me $2,500, but it will refresh this list. Completely refreshes it. If I didn't like anyone on that first page, I can refresh the list and have a look at a brand new bunch of people. So because this is a receptionist job, it's showing me everyone that has the receptionist skill. That's the same if you're looking for a janitor. It's going to show you everyone who can be a janitor, and janitors have different skills like efficiency, dexterity. If I'm looking for a doctor, it's going to show me diagnosis, general medicine. If I'm looking for a doctor in another department, for example, if I go up to here, which I think is orthopedy, and I look at getting a doctor up here, it will show me doctors with the orthopedy skill, because I don't want doctors with general surgery or sexual health or intensive care experience. I want doctors with orthopedy experience. So that's another thing to factor. When you're doing a specialised department, make sure you're getting in doctors that have that skill. So if I'm looking for a receptionist here, so I could refresh the list, which we've already talked about. We can also select this button here, which is reveal hidden perks. So this costs $1,000 and it shows me all of these hidden things. So when you're looking here at Brooke Adams, this top receptionist here, she has 0 hidden perks. We know everything to know about Brooke Adams. We know that she's female, registered nurse, she has skills of patient care and receptionist, and she also has a fast metabolism, so her hunger increases much faster, so she'll have to have a few more breaks to go to the vending machine or go and get, a snack from the staff room. But we know everything that we know about Brooke Adams. We know everything to know about Richard Jackson. So we know that he's fast, he moves much faster. We know that he has a long commute, so he can often be late for work. We know that he's resistant, so his arrest levels decrease slower. So if that's 0, you know all of these little hidden perks about the staff. When we go down here to Kate Smith and Dana Martin, there's some things that we don't know. So we know that both of these are hard workers, however, there are hidden things that we don't know about them. So what we can do, and this does cost money, is click this button here, reveal hidden perks, and now we see everything. So we see that Dana Martin is a hedonist, she spends twice as much time enjoying food. Kate Smith's actually an alcoholic and is depressed. So these are all things to think about, because Kate Smith, and nothing against people who are alcoholics or depressed, but if we did get Kate Smith as our receptionist, she would bring down the staff perks because she's depressed, she's sad, so it means that our staff aren't going to be as happy. So that's kind of the basics of hiring staff. Obviously, obvious things to look at are things like salary. Salaries are a big part of the game. You don't want to have staff who, yes, are maybe better, and they're probably better, which then equates to having a higher salary. However, that's going to be very expensive and your overheads are going to be very, very large. So that's also something to think about. The other button here is the character editor. So what this is brand new in the Doctor Mode DLC, and this allows you to create your own staff member. You can give them the best perks you want if you want to. But this does cost $10,000, so it is very, very expensive. It's also worth noting that if I got in Kate Smith or Dana Martin when they had the hidden perks, I would not find out what those hidden perks would have been unless I had someone with the people person perk. And that is the only way that you can find out the hidden perks of staff without spending $1,000 and revealing it here. Just a couple more points to point out is the sun and the moon. Now the sun is the day shift and the moon is the night shift. So if I wanted to open my clinic at night, I could think, right, I want to get a receptionist for the night time. I'm going to hire Richard Jackson here just by clicking on him for the night shift. So here you go, Richard Jackson, you're in. So Richard Jackson's in. What I could also do with these two is I could actually switch around when they work. So I could say, oh, actually, Richard, I want you to go into the day shift, and I could say, Kate Lopez, you go to the night shift. So I could do something like that. I can make them favourites. I can assign a workplace. If I say, right, Kate, I actually want you to work here. I want all of my receptionists to work at this desk. I can select that and then assign the workplace for Kate. I can dismiss a member of staff, and I can also select the departments. I can see what department they're in. I can say, oh, Kate, go and work in internal medicine, for example. Please don't, Kate, please stay with emergency. So most departments can also have a chief doctor. This gives the department a daily bonus on their staff. So if I click this button, I can see all of my doctors that I have for emergency. And here you want to select the best member of staff. And what you could use here, for example, is, do you see here for Dana Martinez, below where it says specialist, there are 5 icons which look like a doctor, kind of a man with a weird thing on their head. I don't know what they are, but those weird things on their heads. That means that Dana Martinez is a specialist. So she's a very, very good doctor, very knowledgeable. And we could say, right, Dana Martinez, you're the most experienced doctor we have in emergency. You're the chief doctor. Other things to think about with this kind of thing are certain perks. So there are perks which make doctors and staff in general better leaders than other. So lots of things to think about. I'm going to have Dana Martinez as my chief doctor, which should bring me a bonus. Other things you can do are change the uniform of your staff. So you might say, hey, doctors on call, I want you to wear red scrubs. Doctors in the clinic, I want you to wear green scrubs. Very, very simple. You select what colour you want people to wear, and then they will go and change, and then they will wear those scrubs from then on. So that's just a quick one. Common rooms. So this is the common room in this hospital. This is one of the base game hospitals. This is our lovely little common room here. Now, you want to make sure that your common rooms are very easily accessible by your staff. So for example, down here, so this is our emergency department, our kind of trauma centre. That's quite a long walk, because this fellow chap here, Robert Baker, or this lady might be going there right now, Linda Garcia, for her to get to the common room, that's quite a long walk. She has to go all the way up here, all the way down there, and then into the common room. So if I come into an already built hospital, or if I'm building a hospital from scratch, I might say, right, I'm either A, going to build a common room down here. So I might get rid of this trauma room and just have a small common room. Might not have everything, but it might have sofas, coffee machines, TV, something in it. Or I could actually create a corridor here. I could create a corridor here, pop a door on this wall just there, and just make it very easy for my staff to get to that staff room. Because what that's going to do is it's going to limit the amount of time your staff are just walking around the hospital. Yeah, because that's wasted time. That's not very lean. It's not value adding. They're just walking around the hospital, not doing anything. If you make sure that those journeys to and from the common rooms, from the rest rooms, are as quick as possible, it will make sure that your doctors, nurses, janitors, lab technicians have as much time as possible to do their job. So another thing that you can do is create surgical teams, emergency teams. You can basically tell your staff what tasks you want them to do. So, for example, if I go into emergency here, I might say, right, I want my emergency team to be split into doctors which do diagnostics and observation, and doctors that just do trauma. So all those doctors are going to do is respond to trauma from ambulances. So here, Robert Baker has got good acute medicine, so he's going to be good at trauma. So I'm going to say, right, Robert Baker, you are off acute medicine, you're now on trauma. Jessica Jones at night, I might say, right, Jessica, I want you to be the person that go around to all of the beds and just doing the observations. And then these two can do either. This comes in very handy when you do surgery, because when you have operating theatres, you want to make sure that you always have a surgical team ready to go. So that's someone who can do the assisted surgery, someone who can do the anaesthesiology, someone who can do the surgical nursing. So you might need someone here with medical surgery. And then when you go over here, you might say, right, Patricia Adams, you only do surgery nursing, or actually Patricia Adams, you're very good at clinical nursing, therefore I just want you to do patient care. If you're an intern, is there any interns here available to hire? You get paid very cheaply, Mark Davis. I want you to only worry about transferring patients around our hospital. Okay, so there's lots and lots of things you can do. It's worth noting that here, if you go into any department, so orthopedy, internal medicine, emergency, if you're missing a member of staff, it will tell you. So for example, medical laboratories, we have the laboratory built, but we're missing staff. So it's saying, hey, you've got the rooms, but red triangle, you're missing your staff. So we need a technologist here in the day. So I'm looking here, I think, right, okay, what's this person going to be doing? They're going to be doing haematology. Therefore, I don't really care, Kate Young has USG. That's going to be irrelevant. What's ultrasonography got to do with haematology? Nothing. However, I might want to get in Jessica Jones here. She's got advanced biochemistry. She's a very good scientist. She has got a hidden perk. So I could get her in and say, Jess, you know what? It doesn't matter what that hidden perk is. I don't really mind what it is. You just get in here, you do your job. I don't really mind. So if you're ever wondering how your staff are getting on, and if you'd like to know what the staff think of how you run your hospital, what you can do is go into a department. So you can double click here, or you can select this here. So this is emergency. So this is telling me staff satisfaction is good. We have a lot of staff who like that they have a boss, they have their bellies filled, and their needs are reduced. So if we go into the emergency department, open the staff table, we can see staff satisfaction this way as well. So it's all pretty good, you know, 4 stars, 5 stars, everyone's fairly good there. What you can do is click on someone. Let's click on Mark Davis here, and we can see here on Mark's staff card that he's very good. He's starting to get a little bit hungry or thirsty there, and he's overall pretty happy. This will tell you if any of your staff are not having a good time. So you know, if their bladder's really low down, you might think, hang on a minute, I need to build a restroom closer to that member of staff's workstation. If they're very hungry, you might need to get in vending machines, water coolers, anything like that. So it's definitely something to think about when you're building and managing your hospitals. Okay, so I really hope that gives you a good flavour of what to do when you build a hospital and then it comes to staffing that hospital, because building and treating patients, that's one aspect, but actually hiring staff and making sure you have the best teams is a very, very important factor of the game. Look at these scrubs, don't they look lovely? Some green scrubs. Okay guys, well, I really hope you enjoyed the episode. Please tune in for the next Project Hospital video, and I hope you have an awesome day. See you later. Thank you very much for watching the video guys, I really hope you enjoyed it. Please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel down below if you haven't done so already. And please feel free to follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Have a great day, see you later.